How do we overcome the cravings of addictive soft food drinks? You do a parasite cleanse, because majority of the cravings that you guys have is not you having it. You know, a lot of you guys are walking around pregnant. The same way when a goddess get pregnant and she has, you know, a whole nother being in her womb, and she start craving for things that she never craved for. It's the same thing with you guys. You got a bunch of tapeworms, you know, poke worms, parasites in your belly that is literally craving for the garbage, which is what created it in the first place. You are not born with parasites. When you eating garbage, your body create the parasites to defend itself, the tapeworms. And when you do a parasite cleanse and you get rid of the worms and all that, you will start to notice that a lot of the cravings go away. So basically, there's people walking around eating for 200. You got a bunch of mini worms. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 big worms inside of your body that are craving. You know, they eat, they poop, they burp, they pass gas inside of your body, and everything that they do, you know, do something to you. When they pass gas, that chemical that they release can put you in a depressive state. It can affect you mentally and emotionally and spiritually, because your mind, your body, and your spirit are working simultaneously together. So that is why you're craving a lot and you're addicted to a lot of things, because you literally have, you know, an addict inside your stomach. The only thing it wants is garbage, and you're gonna continue to crave garbage until you get rid of the being that lives on garbage. So for you to get rid of the being that lives on garbage, you have to starve the being, and then you feed it the stuff, you know, that kills it, like the real herb, like the wormwood that's in this tea, like the black walnut, like the mugwort, like the yarrow root, like papaya seeds, you know, like cayenne pepper, like cloves, you know, and a spoonful of castor oil. You take all those things and you put them together, you know, and you consume it, you know, while on a healthy stomach, while on a clean stomach, preferably on an empty stomach. And you do that for a good amount of days, and you know, you might notice, you know, some little creatures pop locking out your booty, or out your mouth, or out your ears, or out your eyes, or out of you in whatever way, shape, or form they choose to escape, because they feel like the place that where they at, they're not getting treated and they're not getting fed. So now they see that they're dying, they're trying to escape. It's either that or they die inside of you. And when you poop, and if you look down, you might notice stuff that don't look like, you know, the poop that you normally see. So, you know, start consuming life and you'll get rid of death. You want to get rid of death? Don't consume death. Don't feed it.
So this is where we are. You got sports, religion, medical, government, legal, education, media, entertainment, Netflix. All of this is meant to program you to keep you down here. And then you got the Masonic Order, Illuminati, you got the Vatican, Jesuit Order, and they all follow. And then they also worship. This is why I tell you not to eat meat, because who they worship? The Canaanites, cannibalism. You're participating in cannibalism. That's why you should not eat meat. And that's why you're not supposed to eat meat. If you want to ascend to the highest, you need to abstain from flesh. I have over 2,000 books that are being put into the celestial court, and it's taking me forever. This is what I've uploaded so far. You want to learn how to become a shaman? I got everything on shamanism. Like, this is all the occult stuff that you need for whatever it is you want to do. You want to learn black magic? I highly recommend that you don't tap into those things. But at the same time, if you educate yourself, you will understand how it's being used against you, so you can overcome it. Okay, you have to study all aspects. And like, we're just getting in there.
They can only make money off of sick people, not healthy people. Heart medicine, dandelions, and Roundup. That sounds crazy, right? But you know what? They all fit together like a puzzle. You know why? Those little yellow dandelions that grow in your yard that they tell you to hate, they're terrible. They're actually the greatest thing on the earth for your heart. The enzymes and the electrolytes can literally cleanse and strengthen your heart valves and muscles more than anything else. And it's natural and free. The crazy thing is, the same company that owns the heart medicine, that is the highest sold heart medicine in the entire world, that makes hundreds of millions of dollars a year, is the same exact company that owns Roundup. Yeah.
Animal protein is actually secondary plant protein. Carnivores get their proteins and nutrients from other animals, but herbivores get their proteins and nutrients from plants. And to blow your mind even more, plants get their proteins and nutrients from the sun. So the true primary source of energy is light, also frequency. Protein is proton, and nutrient is neutron. All you need is the biophotons directly from natural sunlight. Everything else is secondary or trinary versions of light. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed or transferred. There is no such thing as particles. The 12 cell salts that we're actually made up of are actually frequencies. They are hardened versions of the 12 zodiacal constellations. Light is low frequency matter and matter is high frequency light. You Einsteins have no clue what you're even talking about when it comes to energy and how it actually works. 369 is the key to the universe. Energy, frequency, and vibration. The strongest, biggest, longest living animals on earth are vegan. Bulls, elephants, giraffes, gorillas, rhinos, and horses. They're completely plant-based. And by far the most powerful creatures on earth. You're only in your mother's womb for 9 months out of the 12 months of the year. And those 3 months that you're not in your mother's womb are the minerals that you lack. And that's what you need to focus on. The only way you're going to get these minerals is by consuming plants. And this is for the main reason that acidic foods pull minerals out of you, making you mineral deficient. It creates acidosis in the body. It don't matter if you eat. Cows are a GMO product made by man. They share 80% of human DNA. Pigs didn't exist either. They're genetically modified hogs to remove their tusks and their hair for obvious reasons. The average age of a chicken is supposed to be between like 7 to 9 years, but the chickens you see on the shelf literally are fully grown by day 40, and then they're chopped up by day 50 so they could be shipped and sold in stores. These animals don't do any good for you whatsoever. When your body's alkaline, you produce enzymes that break down bacteria. Your body will thrive. When you eat things that are acidic and cause acidosis, such as any meat that you eat, literally shuts down these enzymes, and then bacteria builds up in the lymphatic system. You get sick. You'll never be sick on an alkaline diet. You'll never get a disease, and you will live so much longer than you would if you were eating a carnivore way of living. I'm not here trying to, if you want to eat meat, you do it. But I'm telling you right now, there's a reason why there's an agenda for you to eat meat. On the television, have some more steak, have some more eggs, have some more cheese. Next commercial, are you not feeling well? Take this one pill to be the best version of yourself. Side effects might be internal bleeding, nausea, diarrhea, all that, yada, yada, and so on and so forth. The only thing you need is minerals. Minerals, everybody is mineral deficient. That's why when you go to the store, everything is itemized, but it's synthetic. And the synthetic stuff doesn't know how to exit your body, so it binds to oxygen and light minerals and strips you of them, making you deficient. They're catching you left and right.
Message.
Clean drinking water, a natural resource we often take for granted near the Great Lakes. But Moses West knows a water crisis is quietly growing.
Everybody knows we're running out of water.
A problem the retired ranger spent the past 4 years working to eliminate.
All the water that we need it exists right here in the air.
He believed so strongly in that idea. In 2015, West invented an atmospheric water generator, or AWG, a machine that takes in air and turns it into drinking water.
We're at the place now, I think, making 50, 100, 200, 250,000, a million gallons of water at an incredibly low energy consumption. I think cheaper than groundwater by far. Cheaper than desalination.
So far, 12 of these AWGs exist. West planted them in 3 areas, including the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, and Flint, Michigan.
I need to engage with the people here, and I need to show them what this machine does, and they need to understand that it is their machine, and I am here for them.
West says his AWGs are federally approved, and the water quality is also tested by the Colorado Water Authority.
It's clean. It's good enough to drink. No bacteria or anything in it. And the reason that we go through the filtration process, so as soon as you turn it on, it starts making water.
You may be wondering how these atmospheric generators are tied to Wisconsin.
Most of West AWGs were manufactured right here in Manitowoc.
And the people of Manitowoc should be proud. Just one unit provides a city with hundreds of gallons of clean water. The best part, it doesn't cost residents a penny. West works with organizations like the Water Rescue Foundation to cover the cost. So far, the response in the community has exceeded his expectations.
And they were very happy that somebody actually cared enough for them to come to jump over the bureaucracy, come to a private piece of land and do this thing.
Right now, his priority is planting these AWGs in Flint, helping our neighbors here in the Midwest.
They drained fuel. They added something to the coolant lines. They played with electronics. And that's not typical vandal stuff.
Less than a week after bringing free water to Flint, Moses West says the green machine he designed to do just that was vandalized.
Once they broke into the machine and they destroyed the generator, very technical, they knew what they were doing. It wasn't just, random vandalism, not at all. They destroyed the battery, they put metal in the fuel system. I saw that when I was cleaning the fuel filter.
West is a military veteran who travels across the country to areas in crisis, bringing a machine he designed like this one that literally makes fresh water out of thin air. He put the green machine out for people along Saginaw Street on Thursday and was hoping to make a big impact. He says before the vandalism, they were giving hundreds of people free water every day.
You got to look at, I'm making anywhere from 1,200 to 2,000 gallons of water a day. And giving away for free. That's a lot of money out of somebody's pocket someplace.
West says that he can only speculate as to why someone would try to destroy something that was just trying to help the community. West says he hopes to have the green machine back open and working again soon, with some anti-vandalism features added as well.
It actually sits in the air. I set it on the ground because the ground was a little bit unstable for it to sit on the legs, but now I've got all support for the legs. All 21,000 pounds, though, it'll sit up in the air and make it harder for people to get to do deep.
You can't go to the new earth until you get rid of all the old karma, because that's what ties you to the wheel of karma and to the earth. You have to keep coming back to repay it. You can't move on as long as you're stuck having to repay it. So what we're told people, you've got to let it go. And I tell my clients this all the time. This is usually the cause of their illness. It's the cause of all their problems, holding on to all the garbage and the junk and the baggage that we carry around with us. That's what I say. It gets to the point that it doesn't matter if you were abused as a child. You've got to let it go. It doesn't matter if your husband beat you up. You've got to let it go. And people, you have to forgive. You have to release it, or you're not going to go. And I have clients that say, I can't forgive them. You don't know what they did to me. But as long as they think like that, they are holding on to karma. You're going to have to come back and do it again with the same people, same circumstances, only worse next time.
Right.
And they usually say, I don't want to do that. And then I said, you better get rid of it now. And it's not easy, because we do carry all this baggage around with us, and you have to let it go. And you'll feel such a wonderful relief when you do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So I tell people what you have to do, even if the person you're angry at and have all these bad feelings, even if they have already left the earth, if they've died, you can still release this karma. You don't have to go to the person and face them face to face. That's very hard to do. You can do it mentally. And when you come into this earth, you make contracts with all of these people that you're going to try to work these things out. We get here, it's not that easy, and it doesn't always happen. We get stuck in the same rut again. So I tell them, when you're going to do this, picture yourself tearing up the contract with that person. Tell them, we tried. You do this mentally. We tried, we really tried, it didn't work. Let's tear up the contract, and you see yourself tearing it up and throwing it away. And you say, I forgive you, I release you, I let you go. You go your way, I'll go mine. We don't have to be connected anymore at all. You've got to mean it. You've got to believe it. And
Very
when
important.
you do, they have no more hold over you. They may try. They might try to push your buttons because they know what buttons to push. But if you really sincerely release them and let them go, you won't have any more problems. They'll try and it won't work because you have changed. So you have to also forgive yourself, and you've got to really mean it. And when you do, your whole life will change. Mm-hmm. And this is the first thing you have to do if you're going to go with everyone else to the new earth. Mm-hmm. The second thing, you have to let go of fear. Fear is a very paralyzing emotion. If you don't understand something, you're afraid of it. And as long as you have fear, you're helped to the old earth, because that's where the fear comes from. That's why I tell people, don't buy into the things that you see on television. Don't buy into what you have in the newspapers. Think for yourself. It's all to generate fear. The church is just as bad. generate fear. The government is to generate fear. As long as they can generate fear, they will keep you suppressed. So you don't buy into it. Think for yourself. If you hear something that doesn't make a lot of sense, ask a lot of questions. I always think, well, why are they saying this? Why are they trying to spread this notion? It's there for a reason. What are they trying to do? You start asking questions and then make up your own mind. Then you develop your own truth. It may not be what I believe or what anyone else believes, but it is your truth.
Yes.
Don't give your power away to anyone. You have to release all of this fear, then you won't be tied to the new earth. So those two things you have to do if you're going to progress and go with the new earth, which is going to be glorious and wonderful. Let go of karma and let go of fear.
I listen to my soul and I let my soul guide me, but mainly I let the universe do its thing, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I ended up with no family, don't go to school, don't work a job. I'm living homeless. Nigga, I'm living off my land, boy. I'm not homeless. I live off my land. And I sleep on the beach with the ocean, surrounded by nature, which I created. How you gonna tell me I'm homeless? Because I don't live in a 90-degree angle? Bitch, I don't want to live in no house. I don't want to live in no house. That shit is spiritual warfare. That shit harnesses your energy. Just the shape of a house harnesses your energy. But they got you thinking it's homeless. You can't even live homeless, you in America. I'm telling you, you can't even live homeless if you in America with no money, bro. That shit's sad. So why you not trying to war with the motherfuckers that's making the planet like this? Why you not trying to get on their ass for it? Why you want to keep paying tithes to these bitches who ain't never done nothing for you? Why you want to keep going to work and work for someone who ain't never gave a fuck about you ever? You've never seen the owner of your company, boy. You might see the manager. You've never seen the owner of the company, boy. And on top of that, you've never seen the owner of the owner of the owner of the owner who owns the manager, nigga. You will never see them. Because they don't fucking care about you. They sit back underground eating children, alive, skinning them for adrenochrome. Because they're not natural to the planet. And you still want to wake up and look at these bitches on the news? You still want to sit up here and act like you free? The only way you free is if you go inside of yourself. If you can't meditate, you can't tell me shit, boy. You can't tell me shit about life. Only thing you can tell me is your ass need to go repent or you going to hell, nigga.
What happens when you die? When you die, you have choices. You don't know this, but you have choices. When you leave your physical body, it is very typical for you to see yourself standing next to your body with either your loved ones or EMTs or whatever the circumstances are. And you see yourself, and then you'll hear a voice, you'll see the tunnel of light, and the voice will be calling you, or you will hear the voice telepathically telling you to come on, come. Now, as you stand there and you're looking at the tunnel of light, you have a choice. You can go up to this tunnel of light, or you'll be with other loved ones that have crossed over, usually, all right? And you'll be put into a system where you are essentially caught in a reincarnational cycle, a loop. Or you can turn around, put the tunnel of light behind you, and what you will see is the entire universe. If you choose to go to the universe instead of the tunnel of light, whatever dimension you came from when you came down here to Earth, okay, we'll keep it all present time and place. Earth, whether it was 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th density, whatever it was, if you choose the universe and you say to yourself, I wish to go home, you will return to that dimension from which you came. So if it's 5, 6, 7, or 8, you will leave here and you will go back to that dimension, where I am told you'll be reunited with your soul. Because we're multidimensional, we're in many places at once. I've never shared this information before.
Says, I heard that when we die, we should not go to the light as it is a trick to recapture our soul to rebirth on Earth. Is that true?
Yeah, that's what I was told. Visayas was very specific. He said, you, of course, can choose to do whatever you want, but none of you ever turn around and look what's behind you. And when I asked, well, what is behind me? He said, freedom. Freedom of Earth. Freedom of the reincarnational cycle.